Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy. Do you want to repair door leaks and improve road noise in your BMW? I'll show you how. All right, guys, so let's talk about this project and the reasons why you're going to want to do this yourself. Now, the BMW F series cars, and there's a whole generation of them, have foam vapor barriers in their doors, and they're held down by butyl tape. And we're gonna fix that today. As your cars get older, that foam barrier can tear, it can pull away, it can separate from that butyl tape, and you won't know it until suddenly you've got water pouring through your door. That is a huge problem. In addition to that, these have almost no sound dampening at all. They've got nothing in the door, they got nothing in the door card, so you're getting all that road noise through the door. Now, I'm a huge fan of a 2-for-1 project, and the Soundskins project is absolutely perfect for that. Now, you've seen me install a lot of Soundskins products before. I've done it in all of my cars. I highly recommend it. Now, what's really cool is they've just come out with an F32 door kit. So all of having to do it manually, all the measure and cut and figure all that out, they've made it as simple as possible. They have pre-cut templates. This is such an easy process that you can get done both doors very, very quickly and easily. You're going to avoid a door leak, which I've already checked on this car. It has one. The entire bottom edge of the vapor barrier is separated. It's bad. And then you're gonna get better sound quality in your car. Your stereo is gonna sound better. Road noise is gonna be less. This is fantastic. And in an easy, all-in-one kit, you just get exactly what you need and you can walk through the install. Now, let me show you how we're gonna do it. We're gonna start on the driver's side door. Both doors are the same, so I'm gonna show you the driver's side door. I'll walk you through this. It's really simple. You're gonna be grateful that you get this done, especially when you avoid problems and you reduce road noise. All right, let's jump in, let's get started. All right, so taking the door card off on these F32 4 Series is really, really simple. You have 2 screws that go back in underneath here, underneath your door handle pull cover here, and then it's just held in by plastic pins all the way around. So the first thing you need to do is pull this cover off. Now, always use a plastic trim tool set. Make sure to check in my video description. I've got a great plastic trim tool set I use all the time, so make sure to use that. When you feel underneath, you'll feel right down here at the bottom, like there's a little notch or a cutout. You can feel it right here. Okay, it's really kind of impossible to show from camera angle, but if you just run your fingers down the edge, you'll feel it right here. And this is where you're gonna wanna take a plastic trim tool and get it up into that gap. Now, if your door cards have never been off before, they're going to be really stiff. And you know, this is a little bit older 4 Series, but I bet you the door cards have never been off. So this grip is going to be really stiff, which is a good thing. And then the door cards themselves are going to be really, really stiff. So you're going to want to work a plastic trim tool in here. So let me get this set and I'll show you what this looks like, because we're going to want to gap this cover away so we can get to the two screws underneath. All right, so let me get the tool in and let me pull off a little bit and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so I've got the pry tool here from above just to keep the gap in, but I worked it in from the bottom to pop this bottom edge. Once that's out, you can just work your fingers along, and especially this wood trim, be gentle while you do it because you don't want to crack the trim. So go ahead and pop that off. There's 2 T20s, one recessed right here and one right here. Go ahead and pull both of those, and then we're going to get the rest of the door card off. Now, I'm willing to bet this door card has not been off before. You want to take a plastic trim tool, get down here low, and get in between the metal and the door card itself. Just get this slid in here, and you usually want to start with a narrow one. I start down low because you don't want to scuff the plastic, but this way, if you do put a slight mark, it's not going to be a big deal. So then you're going to slowly want to pry your way away. So you hear that big pop? Once that's there, you've got gap all the way around. Now, before we do this, we're going to walk our hand all the way around, pop, 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 get all those plastic pins out. Along the top, it's straight in, so we're going to peel it away from the top and up off the door pin. Once this pulls away, you've got all the cables across the back. That's hard to show, pulling it and the cables at the same time. But you don't want to yard the door card away from the door. You just want to pry it a little bit, then you pull off the cable, the Bowden cable for the door handle, you just pull up and away, and be careful with all the rest. The one other thing you really want to be careful about is the plug for your LED lighting right here. That cable tends to be very, very short, and where it connects is very fragile. So when you pull this away, make sure to unplug that before you pull the door card any further away from the car. All right, so here's what I mean. This cable tends to be very, very short, and it connects down right here, and there's this plastic light guide. That is very fragile, so be very careful when you pull that away first. You'll see the rest of the cables come through. Here's your Bowden cable. You just lift that up and away. And then here's your window switch. Now with the window switches, there's a couple of different ways of getting at it. You can either push the whole switch out and then get to the cable, or sometimes you can get to it from the back. So you want to take the material, just peel it down, and in this case, we're very likely going to have to push the window switch up and out, which it just did. I stuck my finger here on the front part, and you can see the window switch is gapped up and away, and that cable's now loose. You just undo the little locking collar like that. Then the cable comes off, the switch comes out. Then you can feed the cable out easily, which I'll do here in a second. And then also get your one remaining light cable down here at the bottom. Once that's all pulled away, just like that, you can take your door card off, fully off, and set it safely aside. I usually put it face down because what I don't want to do is I don't want to scuff the outside surface. Okay, then we'll take a look at the vapor barrier next. All right, yeah. So when I talk about the reasons for doing this, here's exactly the reason. So the owner of this 4 Series has never had his door card off. He has no idea what's going on in here. This is not the owner's fault by any stretch of the imagination. These things happen. Who knows who's been in here before? This will separate on its own. This just happens. This liner will separate away from the butyl tape. Now, they don't normally tear, but there's tears. I mean, this absolutely is a door leak. I don't think the owner's had one yet, but this is absolutely a door leak waiting to happen. It's not if, it's when. And that's why we're going to do this. Now, normally when I take this off, I'm very careful about it. If these are intact, I try to take them off intact. See the way it's just peeling away? This is not, see? This is not holding water out anymore. This is just completely rotten. The seal is rotten. Now, normally I'm very careful when these are intact. I try to take them off intact because who knows, for whatever reason. And these also are surprisingly expensive for what they are. This one's beyond salvaging. This one's torn, it's ripped. You're not gonna be able to get this back. But go ahead and take this off. If you have to, you can use a shop knife. Now, if it's sealed down really well, like right here, this is sealed down. This is how it should be sealed down. I can't pull that away. You'll want to use a shop knife to just gently cut the butyl tape. Don't scrape up the metal. Just get in between the foam and the butyl tape and just cut it away. But the rest of this is just going to come right off. So take your foam vapor barrier off, and take your speaker out. Unplug on both sides, here and here, and then take out the 3 T20s and take the speaker out. So you can see the vapor barrier's off. It was easy, it just peeled, even this upper section just peeled off. And speaker's out, just 1, 2, 3, everything's unplugged. Now we're gonna get the new pre-cut sheet, and I'll hold it up here, show you what that looks like, and then we'll get this into place. What we wanna do is make sure that's fit in really, really well, and I'll show you how to walk through that, but it's really easy. Okay, so here's the template. It only goes one way, but just so you can tell, foam side out, the foam side is gonna be facing you. The backing side we don't peel for now. The big scalloped edges are down here for the scallops, for those plastic posts in your door card here along the bottom. With the butyl tape that's still here, you can actually use it to kind of tack this in place. Like you can scoot this underneath, you can scoot this up and just kind of half stick it to the butyl tape right there. You can hold it up over here. I didn't stick it hard enough, huh? So you just take it up here. And you can see this butyl tape's not even really holding anymore. This Soundskins is gonna make a huge difference. This butyl tape is pretty much shot. So you can just sit here and just walk it across and just lay it in place. Now Soundskins has done a really good job with this template. You can see how it matches the cutouts along the way, because this back bottom edge, you matched this scallop to the cutout for the plastic pin. You can see where it comes around the bend here. This could sit up a little bit higher, like that. Now, if need be, you can see right here, we can actually put in just a little bit of a notch, and if you have to, you can. I'm probably gonna cut about 1 inch wide, maybe 1 inch deep little notch right here for this wiring harness to come a little bit more smoothly out of the top. So that's probably the only change I'm gonna make, other than we do need to cut the speaker hole, which I'll show you here in a second. But as you can tell, it lays out pretty well. So let me get that set. Let me cut this little notch right here. I'm just gonna make a little mark. I know that's where I'm gonna cut that notch. Like I said, about 1 inch wide, 1 inch deep. And then we'll start laying this all into place. All right, so we're gonna peel this up and start putting this in place. Now, there are a number of die cut holes through this template. The only one I think that even matters at all, and you could even leave it if you want to, is this one here in this upper position right here. I just find that this bolt wants to press against the material. You can either press the entire material down kind of around the bolt, or you can just pull that, pull that little cut plug already out. Here's that notch I said I cut out. So I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna start peeling this back. Now I'm only gonna peel back about a quarter or a third or so. You wanna slide it under this wiring harness on this side and get it up towards this corner, but don't tack it down hard yet, because the big place where you really wanna make sure it fits well is we wanna start oriented down on this lower corner right here, and you can see where it scallops out around where that plastic pin is gonna go in from your door card right here. So then I can tack that corner lightly with my fingers, kind of work my way up, tack this corner a little bit more firmly, like that. And then we're just gonna work our way across. Here, like I said, here's where that bolt is, so I'm gonna press it down just kind of lightly around that space. And we're gonna make sure it seals down really nicely once we get it all done. But then you can work your way across the rest of the material, pulling the backing off. I usually start at the top edge because that's where you've got your butyl tape. Tack my way around, make sure it's lined up well with cutouts here at the bottom. If you're off ever so slightly, don't stress about it, because this is soft material. You can make small adjustments. That's not a problem. But just take your time and be patient. It's not hard. But just work your way across, peeling backing off. Get it tacked up here into place, and yes, you're covering your speaker hole, but we'll take a look at that next. All right, so I did something on purpose because I want you to see it's not a problem. So I have it slightly offset. Now it's set really nicely here. It fits these curves really nice. It's fit around this corner really, really well. It's good along the top here. But you know what? Look, we're off ever so slightly. Do you see how these little windows where your plastic pins on your door card are gonna go? That one's off, especially just a little bit more. That one's okay. This one's off a fair amount. That's not a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. And I actually, honestly, did it on purpose, because I just wanted to show you that this isn't rocket science. This is really easy. If you do lay this down and you find it stuck down pretty well and you're like, oh no, I can't adjust it anymore, that's okay. All you have to do is just take a shop knife or a pair of scissors, peel this edge back just ever so slightly, and then just carve out, just cut out just a little bit, just a nice smooth cut. Take off a little bit of the material, take off a little bit of the material, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna cut off just a little bit of the material. No big deal. The other thing I do is up here on this corner, before I seal this down, here's where our speaker is going to be. I put a little tear right there because we're going to cut out the speaker circle once it's secured down into place. And I wanna know where that is. So I just put a little cut so I know where the circle for the speaker is. I'm gonna take all of this, make sure that your cables aren't stuck back behind it all. And in this case, this one's gonna have to come down a little bit. If you ever have to bring it down through the material, all you have to do is put a very small cut, bring the cable down through the cut, and then seal the material back down, and it'll be great. So our plastic pin up here is gonna be great. You can see, well, it fits in really, really well. So this is almost done on this door. So go ahead, if you have a situation like this, carve off just a little bit of material so it fits perfectly. You got good clearance for the door card. And then we're gonna deal with the speaker here just in a second. All right, so I've partially cut it out with left a little bit left behind just so you can see. So what I'll do is I'll put in a plus, I'll draw my knife in and drive it down till I hit the metal in all four directions. Then you've got these little flaps that you can then just walk your knife around and just take those out, just like that. Okay, so then you've just got 1, 2, 3. You've got your mount points for the screws, but this is also going to give you a really nice seal with the speaker. So with that done, I always make sure to use a roller. Roll through this. This sticks down to even old butyl tape really, really well. Just work your way around the perimeter. Make sure to roll down all of these edges. Fix all of those leaks you may not have known you had. Right? And then on void spaces, which there are a few, try not to press too hard. You can press through the material and tear it. You don't want to do that. It's hard, but it's possible. So any place where there's metal, where you can feel there's like a metal strut, so make sure to hit that really well. Hit along the edges of the speaker here, and go ahead and get all of those edges rolled down. Go ahead and get your speaker reinstalled. It's 1, 2, 3. You can drive your screws through the material into the mounts right here, here, and here, which is great. So that's going to be good to go. Plug your speaker back in, and I'll walk you through hanging the door card. All right, so that looks really good, and definitely a whole lot better than a separated and torn vapor barrier. I'll tell you that for nothing. So, looks really, really good. It's sealed down really well. All my cables are exposed and everywhere they need to be. My speaker's plugged back in. Make sure that those plugs are in firmly. It would be a bummer to have one of your speaker wires be loose and not have audio and have to do it again. But you've learned how to take your door card off, so it's not hard. So, take your door card up, bring it back up to the car, plug all of your cables back in. This goes into your window switch that you're going to feed up through the door handle. Plug the window switch back in and slide it in, lock it back down into the outside, or the inside where the grip is of your door. And this goes down to your light down at the bottom. Your speakers are plugged in, and I always plug in the LED lighting last because the cable is so short. Your Bowden cable is really simple. Just press the door handle closed and then slide this in and lock it down. I always pull on the door handle a couple of times to make sure it works before I put my door card back on, because that would be a huge drag to have it not work. Then, how you rehang your door. Take your door pin, put it back up in a vertical position, take your door card, feed it in through the hole over your door card, over the door pin, and here's those top vertical clips I was telling you about. Line it all up perfectly, and then gently just kind of smack it with your hand to hang it across the top. Let me get it up, caught up to that point, and then we'll talk about not smashing your pins, which is a huge drag. Not smashing your pins here along the bottom, but we're almost done. Once you have it hung up here on the top edge, you're going to want to look in here, and you can see the little spikes from these plastic pins. Now, if you had any of these that broke, you'll want to replace them. But for example, see, this one is not in the hole. So when I press on this, it's hitting metal. So if I smack this with my hand right now, I'd shatter that and I'd break it. They're very, very fragile. So what you want to do is, if you have to, you can just reach in, you can use a little narrow pick, or you can use something similar to make sure that all of them are lined up really nicely. You can tell when they are because the door card won't resist you. Those pins will start to go into the holes that they're supposed to. What you don't want to do is break those. They're very fragile. They're not expensive to replace, but they're very fragile and they're a hassle. So don't mash these flat by just smacking it too early. So I'm going to take my light, I'm going to look where I need to guide that, probably up a little bit from the look of it to get it in there, and then I'm going to work my way down the card and just smack it with my hand, smack them all back into place. Once that's all done and it's settled, put in those two T20 screws here and here, and then I'll walk you getting the grip back on. We just want to be a little bit careful while we do it. All right, so once the door card is completely secure, go ahead and just take your trim, and those two T20s are back in. Trim, usually you do from the top corner first. I find it fits better that way and sits flush. Try not to crank on this. The BMW wood pieces can be a little bit fragile. And this is in great shape. I wouldn't want to crack this. So you want to use this upper edge. There's also this lower flange right here that wants to fit around a little metal tab right here. So I'll usually kind of fit it in from the top, slowly squeeze it in from the bottom, and it goes on all of these little metal clips. So kind of press it into place, and then you'll hear it start to squeeze onto those clips, and then just press, and the whole thing will press in really nice. If it doesn't sit flush or it's sitting off a little bit, pry it back off, make sure that the clips are straight, and just work this right back into place. Once that's done, this door is completely done. And like I said, the great thing about this kit is that this speeds up this process so significantly. It makes it so much easier. Then you just go over and you do the driver's side, or excuse me, passenger side door in this case. Go over and get that done. It's going to be the exact same process. All right, so go ahead, finish up this door, go ahead and get the other door done, and then this project will be all wrapped up for you. All right, y'all, all done. And as you can tell, this isn't a hard project, and it's absolutely worth it. And in the case of this F32 4 Series, it was absolutely preventative as well. You saw on the driver's side door, it had a lot of leaks and tears. Found on the passenger side door that pretty much that inner vapor barrier was about 90% separated. So the owner in this case absolutely would have had a bunch of leaks. So not only would we get an upgrade, but preventative maintenance as well. This is a really easy thing to do, and I'm really grateful for Soundskins for making such a great project. So please make sure to click like and subscribe. It makes a genuine difference to my channel, and I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next video.